What's going on, everyone? So welcome back to Big Red's Off-Road Adventures. Today we'll be actually installing the BBR TTR125 Cradle Kit here on my TTR125. So going by instructions, I don't know if it's just because the aftermarket exhaust, but I'm going to end up having to take this off first before I can actually install this kit. So let's start doing that. This is the Profor, the FMF Procore 4 aftermarket exhaust, and it has to be taken off for me and be able to install this cradle kit. So let's go ahead and start. Have any power tools, so I'm having to use a wrench to take this off. It's gonna take a while. Bam, bam. So I don't know if you can see it, but I actually have already installed the Nibby 26mm racing carb here on this bike. Unfortunately, at the moment, I don't have it properly tuned, and when I go to accelerate, it sounds like it backfires a whole bunch. So later on, we'll be diving into that and see what's going on with that, and take you guys along for that ride as well. I actually bought a AFR reader. It stands for air fuel ratio meter. It actually goes into the exhaust and actually reads the actual air fuel ratio of the exhaust coming out, which from my understanding a perfect ratio is about 14.7, but to get that is probably impossible. I actually bought a couple jetting kits that go from 100 all the way up to like 185. So when it comes time to do that, I will be able to really fine-tune the jetting as far as the pilot jet and the main jets. I also have purchased a Nibby aftermarket racing ignition coil that supposedly has, you know, better spark consistency and whatnot. So when I get that, we'll find out. And I know these bikes aren't like the fastest bikes or anything like that, but you know, hopefully get a little bit more performance out of her and able to do some stuff with her, which will be fun. Make it just dangerous enough, fast enough to not try to hurt yourself, but possibly hurt yourself going off-road. Onto the back part. So part of these instructions actually say to turn your fuel off, because I guess at some point you actually got to lay your bike on its side. Alright, so now with that out of the way, go ahead and loosen up these two nuts and bolts, so that way you can slide them out and hopefully get this thing in there. Sometimes you get a stuck bolt, you can just go ahead and screw her out. So it comes with 2 new nuts and bolts to replace those 2 bolts. So go ahead and pull those out of the package. Go ahead and just get everything out. She's looking good already. Now I'm just going to leave these loose because I know there's a 3rd bolt underneath there, underneath the bike, that I got to get to. So I'm just going to get these on kind of loose. And then tighten her up. Well, it's a good thing I went ahead and started this kit, because this rear bolt that holds the bike together is, well, it's loose. That is not good. That definitely could have caused some serious problems down the road if it was not taken care of. Bike could have fallen apart. Rookie mistake. Man, that thing's not even finger tight. Alright, there's the bolt that holds it back together. And replace with this one. Slide through there. Now this says you got to lay your bike on the side, but I did it without laying the bike on the side. So sometimes you gotta persuade it a little bit. And I'm sure some of you might be watching this might be like, oh my god, don't do that. When you got nothing else, is all you can do. I'll be right back. I gotta go get an Allen key. I'll improvise. be a little bit more difficult than I was expecting. What's that?
She said to expect to be gone for like 5 or 6 hours, so I just went to Navy Federal, I got your receipt. 7 and I'll be back.
You're not recording.
So, you can only pull out increments of 20.
Yeah.
So I went ahead, it's 70 bucks, so I pulled out 80. And I got your receipt just to show you. Which, on the way home, I realized, oh, he can see that on his phone.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I just wanted to make sure you did. Is she in there howling?
What's up?
Has she been howling?
No. This turned out to be a little bit more difficult than I thought. But we'll get there. So that was my buddy who will be participating in this channel as well, just not at the moment. So, in case you wonder what I'm doing, if you ever happen to have screwdriver bits, a 1/4" socket fits them perfectly. Be able to put a ratchet on it and use it that way. Alright. So far this kit's been pretty straightforward installation. I mean, a little tight fit, but that's about it. Just gotta kind of finagle in there a little bit. tighten her up. Alright, let's get those other nuts tightened up, and then we'll get the skid plate installed. So I'm not 100% sure there's actually torque specs on these, but yeah, I'm kind of just tight until they feel tight. There's an old adage, 1/4 inch till snapping. In case you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm just going to go ahead and put a nut on this, just to give it a little bit of extra not go anywhere stability. Alright, well, now that it's all installed, I'll go ahead and just reattach my exhaust, and then I'll get the skid plate on. Unfortunately, I don't have a 10mm socket, so this is Alright, time for the final piece. Skid plate. Let's see how easy that goes on. Dad used to say, you just gotta hold your mouth in the right position. Alright, well, seems like it's gonna go on easy enough. I'll go ahead and pull these out and get some Loctite on them because I don't want them vibrating out. Just put a little bit on there just to help hold the bolt in place, or in this case, screw. Just a little bit of Loctite. So when doing Loctite, you don't want to cover the entire screw or bolt or whatever it is that you're installing. You just want enough to get it on there, and you always want to put it at the tip so that as it works the threads in, it works into the whole thread. Because you put it at the back, it will just squeeze you out the back. You always want to put it on the tip of the thread best you can. Now, the instructions don't call for Loctite, but I would recommend it, seeing as you're going to be taking this down trails, bouncing around, bumping. Things like to vibrate loose. And the last thing you want is your expensive skid plate to fall off. while you're riding. So a little bit of Loctite on there should help keep it from doing that. Sorry if you can't hear me, I'm kind of underneath the bike. It's kind of a pain. So, can't hear me in editing, well, it is going to be what it is.